Well, thank you so much for coming and showing interest. And I feel a little bit lost, and I'm trying to do a quick run around in my mind. How was I going to sequentially present this to you? And to tell you the truth, I think I have half an hour. I do want to leave some space for everyone to ask questions as well. Who has a garden? Who has a garden? Yay! And who finds at a certain time of the years there's too much of everything? Yeah. And then who would love to preserve some of that abundance for winter use? That's the ticket, isn't it? There's a sense of sustainability and self-reliance. And I think that is how we all want to feel, not just to eat local or, excess, really good, healthy food that we don't know what kind of chemicals are sticking to it or what soil they come from. Because needless to say, the health of the soil is really the health of our nation in many, many respects. And of course, we are somewhat understated using our soil. We don't preserve any time to just put chemical fertilizer on as opposed to compost. You know that the real composition of the soil is severely compromised. A compost would have all 36 different kind of minerals that our fruits and vegetables need to have, while organic or while fertilizer has 3. So over time your soil depletes. So assuming that all of you compost and really good old solid manure in your garden, your soil should be healthy and you can grow wonderful, strong, mostly blemished fruits and vegetables. Because a healthy soil will give your plants also strength and natural resistance to disease. All of that failing by some big guys, right? Or other natural. So that's where I start off with, making sure that the food that I put my love and faith into is really good. It's not a bunch of chemicals that will help together by ingredients. So, to me, anytime you prepare food, you start off with the best. I probably eat, I should say, 95% of organic foods. And I'm a little sorry I don't have my PowerPoint because I made a list for you of which foods are absolute musts to buy organic. And apples is the top of the list, peaches, apricots, strawberries, absolutely. And then there are some peppers. And by the way, for those of you, peppers, like green peppers, are really unripe peppers. So they're hard to digest. So whenever a recipe asks for green peppers, just put red, orange, and yellow in. Make sure that when you are using food that is ripe, unripe food is hard to digest. And probably the number one complaint these days with people that have digestive issues, sensitivities and digestive issues, and eating unripe fruit, as many cases happens in Canada, especially in the winter time, because it's all imported and picked and ripe. We're eating a lot of unripe food. So that's just one small word to wise. So here we are starting off with great sun-ripe, totally local, and thoroughly organic food. So at this point, you have a whole array of choices how to preserve this. Yes, we can, but we also know that the nutrients in food, especially vitamins, are very heat sensitive. So your vitamin C is gone. And that's rather an important element. So I prefer then to dehydrate food. Now, of course, dehydration is probably the oldest method of preserving food. Drying fish, drying wraps, it's just sun-drying mostly. And of course, we can't do that very often in Canada, although this is kale, and I'm going to send that around for you. And you can have a try that. This is dehydrated kale. Now, I have marinated this and in rather a spicy little concoction. concoction of some oils and cayenne and what else is in here? It's been a while. Apple cider vinegar. So you get, it adds a tang, flavor, and a sense of whoa when you bite into it. You're not just chewing on a piece of dry kale. Now I put this on the market, just pass it around last fall when I could get amazing kale from Wildlife Farms in Barra. And my last batch, I ordered a big box from Oregon, and you could see they were small, they were just the last of the heads, and I thought it's not worth it on the market. But I could not buy enough to supply the stores, and I still get orders for 48 units of kale. But I'm not prepared to ship it in from the States and then dry it. So all my principles, I'd like to stay local. Too many travel miles to it, and I think when we are preserving our own food, we want to avoid all those travel miles in our food. So that is one aspect. So I use some of that in the sun. On a hot, hot day, you can actually dry this in the sun in about 4 hours. Sun drying is amazing because the sun will take care of possible mildew and fungi. Like the sun is amazing for plants as well as for us, actually. Now, don't overdo it. But, so that's one way. The next way, of course, is you can put it in your oven, although the temperatures in the average oven is a little high for drying. It tends to just like either burn it or make it really leathery on the outside and hard to rehydrate. A convection oven that does a drying cycle or even a bread making cycle works really well. That's how I did the first year of all my drying in a convection oven. Then we can go to dehydrators. There are lots of good dehydrators on the market. My favorite brand is an Excalibur. It is a square box with, well, depending on how large you want, either 5 racks or 9 racks. And I wish now I would have brought some that I don't have the filters. And in general, any type of cracker like this, it would take like 12 to 14 hours to dehydrate. So again, it is no harder to make crackers or cookies and dehydrate them than it is to bake them in the oven. The difference is that it takes 12 hours to dry instead of 20 minutes to bake. So you need to just plan ahead. What I also do with these crackers, and I'll send this little tray around, as we all know, and I'm just going to break it into small pieces, as we all know, a sprout has the highest nutritional quality of all foods. The life force of the food is in its seed. And the minute you soak that and water it and give it oxygen, it goes nutritionally. I mean, the minute you soak a little seed, as we all know, it now thinks that it's going to grow into a tree or a big plant. So all that energy is unleashed. So the minute we eat sprouted foods, and I have some sprouted wheatgrass up there, and I'm growing some radishes out there, that is very, very high nutrition. And so the more we can eat of nutritional food with integrity, the better nourished we are. And the more nourished we are, the more balanced our body becomes. So then you can probably save a little bit of money on not having to have all these supplements that are not exactly inexpensive either. And of course, not all supplements are food-based. Because let's face it, food is our #1 fuel, like real food. And plant food being superior nutritionally right across the board as opposed to animal-based food products.